So it appears that Binance is going to start giving their users a proof of reserve to guarantee that users' funds exist in the asset sheet of Binance Corporation. Now, the way that they're going to do that is with Merkle tree verification, which is a cryptographically secure mechanism for confirming that data hasn't been tampered with. You definitely should check out my video on Merkle trees if you don't know how that works. It's quite simple. And I wanted to say that this is a great thing because it provides transparency that the customer funds are being held in storage of the centralized exchange that you're using. I also want to say that Binance is not the only exchange that is using proof of reserves to guarantee that they are solvent. It is also great because it's a built-in way to have a cryptographic proof that what is being attested is correct through the Merkle tree verification. And it does guarantee, if done correctly, that fractional reserve banking isn't happening on Binance, meaning that Binance isn't lending out user funds and holding less than the totality of the amount that users have deposited into Binance on Binance's pocket. However, this is not a foolproof thing, and it is not enough to trust completely in a centralized exchange because proof of assets, proof of reserves means nothing if you don't have also an accompanying proof of liabilities, right? The other side of the balance sheet. So yes, you might have 1 million Bitcoin deposited into Binance and you might have 1 million Bitcoins in custody, but if you owe 10 million Bitcoins to someone like FTX and FTX goes bankrupt and they end up having to take your loans and your debts, it doesn't mean anything. Knowing how many assets you have on reserve not going to tell you anything about the liabilities because liabilities are usually denominated in contracts and things of that nature. So you need a full audit from an accounting firm to actually have a proof of liabilities, right? And it's also not enough because it can give users false hope that in the case of a bank run, your funds will be accessible. But that's not true if the liabilities exceed the reserves. While proof of reserves are good, it's never going to give you the same level of guarantee that being the custodian of your own crypto assets will provide you, right? If you're the only person with a private key to access your cryptocurrency, you do not have to rely on anyone else's attestations that your funds haven't been tampered with. You are the custodian of your money, and that's what we are creating with this technology. And what we would really need from an exchange is what's called a proof of solvency, as I was mentioning, right? That your liabilities and your assets are not out of whack, and that has to be done through an auditor, and that's not what is being provided here. Even though it is a good thing that this is being provided, it's not enough, and it's definitely not enough for you to trust that giving your assets to a third party is gonna be a better way to hold your assets than if you were holding them yourself.